All right, everybody. Welcome back to the already canceled podcast where we fact checked absolutely nothing. Today, we're not really going to get into any politics. We're going to get into a little bit more about ourselves. So, this is really going to be more of a group therapy session. The topic for today's podcast is going to be biggest fear. So, I would like to start off by asking you guys just a very broad question, probe at you a little bit, and get to see what you guys are afraid of.
Hey, but honestly, I'm a little disappointed. You didn't give Leo a big shout out return. You know, we're happy to have you back, Leo.
Thank
you. Come on, man.
Man, we canceled his ass for 2 weeks. Welcome back. I'm glad to see you made it through.
Sorry, Leo.
Stop.
So yeah, so I don't know what to say. What my biggest fear is, as a kid, I don't actually no. I know what to say. As a little kid, I was scared of cockroaches.
Cockroaches?
Yeah,
Cockroaches, bro.
Cockroaches.
Cockroaches.
Cockroaches. You think we'll get demonetized from?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They shout out to all 10 people watching this.
Shout out to y'all. Make sure to like and subscribe. No, but I was scared of cockroaches. However you say cucarachas, we'll say that.
La
Are you happy
cucaracha.
with that?
Cucaracha.
You know, because my mom, I guess as a little kid, I would have the habit of not wearing a sandal or shoes at the house, so I would walk without barefoot or with socks or whatever. And so my mom would tell me, like, si no te pones las sandalias, if you don't put on your sandals, the cockroaches are gonna eat your feet. So that's kind of scary right there. So I just remember seeing a cockroach. At the time, we lived in trailers, so you see them a little frequently. I would just jump on the couch and run away. I couldn't even be near a dead cockroach, and I overcame that fear. But what about you, Leo? What do you, any childhood fears?
Well, it's still one of my phobias, bro. Whenever it started one day, I wanted to be a good son, right? I never offered, but I told my dad, hey, let me wash your truck today. So I started washing his truck, and out of nowhere, I feel something on my back, right? And I like reach back and clean it off or whatever, and then I look down and it's a lizard. Bro, I kid you not, I showered for 2 hours.
How big was the lizard?
It was, I don't know, it was just a little lizard. Like, it was just a lizard.
Man.
And to this day, if I see a lizard, yeah, no.
Are you going to scream? Are you going to get up and scream?
Maybe. But no, legit, if you're holding a lizard, I'll probably run or move.
We're going to help you get over that phobia, Leo.
And then, and another story that added to that is one time in third, I think it was second grade, one of the teachers found a lizard, and she was going through the whole class, showing everybody, right? And when she gets to me, the lizard jumps out of her hands and on the desk, right here. Bro, I almost cried.
Would y'all play with bugs as a little kid? At school, I remember we would play with the little earthworms and stuff like that.
I played with worms. I used to collect snails.
You weren't scared of that?
No.
Just lizards?
Just lizards. Lizards and frogs. Snakes are cool.
Hell no.
I don't know why. Lizards and frogs.
I would disagree.
I used to light ants on fire, if that counts for anything.
Damn. That's how we know you're psycho, dude.
You know what? Let's pan this out of the cut. No. What about you, Christian? You had any childhood fears as a kid?
Yeah, my biggest fear, it was always, so whenever we were in elementary school, the teacher would call on you to read a certain paragraph or a certain section out loud to the class just to kind of get your reading skills up. And I always hated that. My reading skills were never up to par.
Did you have an accent?
I don't remember. I don't know. I probably had the same stupid accent that I have now. But I always hated it. And a lot of the insecurity came from, I don't know if you guys remember taking the tax test growing up. I failed my...
Star now, bro.
Oh, okay. But when I was a young buck coming up, it was called the tax test. I failed English and writing in second grade, and I failed English and writing in third grade. And somehow they still put me in GT. So that's how you know the standards aren't up to par. They put my little goofy ass in there.
And now you're an astronaut. How can we trust you?
Hey, man, look. They talk into my ear. There's nothing for me to read. That's the difference. But that was always my biggest fear. I was always scared I would mess up a word or somebody would No, I would mispronounce a word.
Now you're messing up in life.
Yeah, I mean it's a metaphor for bigger things. You
Well,
know?
you're messing up right now too. You can't get the script right.
Yeah,
We have a teleprompter right there.
Shout out, shout out CNN. But yeah, that was always my biggest fear, and I don't know, it always kind of stuck with me. I guess that's why to this day I do audiobooks and I don't actually read. It still scares me.
Hey, well, you know, every while, like I hear Christian put on the group chat, "Oh, I'm reading another book." I'm like, "So what are you reading? Like, did you buy the book or what?" No, I have an audiobook. All
Well,
right.
I bought the digital version, so I have it in a library. It's
What
not
do
just
you
a
use?
physical.
Audible?
Yeah, I use Audible. Scribe is pretty good too, but Audible has.
You pay
literally
the
everything.
what is it, $16 a month for a token or whatever?
I don't know, dude. I just pay my credit card at the end of the month. I don't know how much they charge me.
Hey, but
You get. I have the
Or
one.
you'll buy more than one book a month.
Well, they give you 2 credits a month. So if you get more than, if you go through more than 2 books a month, then you'll have to buy credits.
yeah.
If not, then your subscription will cover it.
Yeah, so funny thing, I started an audiobook today that I had, I guess, on a free trial a long time ago. I started looking at them prices. I was like, I don't think reading's for me.
You can do Scribe for 30 days for free. Just do Audible. It's like $15 a month.
That's what I'm saying. That $15 a month for books.
Bro, I will donate a book to your cause. I got you. What do you want to read? Dr. Seuss?
bro.
What book was it?
No, right now I'm reading a Christian book. It's called How to Worship a King.
The Bible.
He was too lazy to read the Bible, so he's like, I'll have somebody read it for me.
No, there's Christian apps or Bible apps for all that stuff.
Oh, man.
Man, but I guess those were our childhood. So you what? Lizards, me, cucarachas,
La cucaracha.
and
La
you reading
cucaracha.
reading out loud.
Yeah, reading out loud.
What about whenever you're a teenager, Leo? What anything?
No, I gotta think about that one. I'm not too sure.
Damn. So
I said this.
I'll jump in right quick then, since Leo, you know, ever since
I'm fearless, bro.
he grew up so quick, you know,
Yeah.
Shut
my
up.
man right here.
He was a grown man. He was a grown man by the age of 13.
To be honest, but big shout out to Leo. Hey, but on the cool, as a teenager, man, I think I was scared of girls, talking to cute girls.
I'm still scared. What you mean?
I wasn't confident in my looks. Or
Bro,
my,
I'm still not confident. What you mean?
Bro, y'all sex symbols. What are y'all talking about?
Hey, that's a different story, but you know. And another thing I was scared of is whenever I went to ninth grade, we had a principal. Big shout out to Mr. Stewart. Hell yeah.
Walter Stewart.
Walter Stewart. We could go by Walter. We're at a friend level.
Okay.
Every time we see each other, you know, it's happy memories, happy thoughts.
We straight up just put his whole name out there.
I mean, I think everybody knows
It's
his
public
name.
information.
I guess, yeah.
But shout out to Mr. Stewart, but also a big not shout out to Mr. Stewart because he instilled failure's not an option. Man, I'll tell you what, I was so scared of failing, and I'm still scared of failing today. I think that's my biggest fear as a teenager. So, you know, because here at Aldine High School, failure's not an option. But I fail every day, so I don't know what to tell you.
I think that's pretty standard. I don't think you're the only one that's in that boat. We all take L's on the regular.
But what about you, Christian? What was your biggest failure as a teenager?
I hit puberty late. Like I'm gonna keep it 100. So I was in 9th grade. I was probably about 4'11", barely 5 foot, and I weighed maybe 95, 100 pounds. So my biggest fear was always staying that little. Because, I mean, the girls were bigger than me, so that was intimidating. Couldn't talk to anybody. I had to find somebody my size, which was unfortunately, I was the smallest one there. So,
Cancelled.
that was always, yeah, I was canceled before I even got started. I was waiting for my nuts to drop. That's tough. But that was always my biggest fear, was just, I guess, what we all go through as teenagers is just being insecure. That's why I started working out. That's why I started lifting. Well, if I'm gonna stay short, I'm gonna be the swollest short motherfucker y'all ever seen. Just wanted to
Bro,
look.
you ain't that short.
Bro, I was 5 foot barely, and I was 14 years old. And I was running cross country, so I was maybe 100 pounds.
Damn.
I looked like I was still in sixth
I
grade.
was 130 in high school,
Hey,
right
but-
after high school.
Make sure to follow the IG. We are canceled, so you can see Christian's 14-year-old.
Dude, I have a bunch.
It's
Transformation.
14-year transformation.
It looks like I've been. It looks like I just got out of a concentration camp. Like, it looks like on all the pictures after our races, I would smile and it looks like I'm asking for help.
Hey, but you know the only thing,
Post picture.
the only
I'll
thing,
post a picture, dude. I don't care.
post picture here. No, the only thing.
And I had crooked ass glasses. I'm sorry. I had crooked ass.
Damn, bro. Why?
Freshman year was a tough year. Look, man, you running me down memory lane.
PTSD right
I'm
now.
getting
bro.
PTSD. I'm about to have
No,
to go
all right,
work out after
let
this.
me say this. The only thick thing about you was them thick ass glasses you were wearing. And
I
Kirk,
was wearing.
You don't wear glasses right now.
I still do. I just don't wear them in public because I'm self-conscious.
That's what I'm saying. So your glasses are. I mean, now your whole body's thick.
And now I got the glasses to match them.
No homo.
It's gay. It's all good. I love you.
That's my mouth.
Oh.
What about you, Leo? Any fears as a teenager? Or
Are you still sticking to the I'm fearless story?
Nah, I can't think of one like right top of my head.
Can I roast you really quick?
No.
If I if I was Leo, my biggest fear would be getting my truck stolen outside of a Starbucks.
I was a teenager though.
Exactly, you were a
Well-
teenager. You were 17.
Or getting robbed at gunpoint.
I don't want to hear. Look, that's you're getting a little too deep for me now. I'm getting uncomfortable, you know. But I was just trying to keep it lighthearted with the stolen truck story.
It was tough.
no? But I think we could.
When
all,
the hell did you get robbed at gunpoint?
How?
Yeah.
No, when?
When?
When? Right once was right after my truck was right before my truck was stolen.
Boy thought he was cursed, huh?
And then was it? No, it was.
Was it a fiesta?
No, it was after. It was senior year. Because it got stolen at the beginning of senior year,
At
and
Starbucks.
then later I had bought another truck. I think.
The teal one or the
Yeah.
light green one?
Honestly, I don't remember because I bought that one right after high school.
No, you had a black one, then you had a green one.
It was blue.
Oh, it was after the first time was junior year in high school. Actually, I was on my way to go party, and then I was picking up a buddy from Subway, and then they took us off the truck at gunpoint.
Where?
Subway right there off of Veterans.
Why'd you get out of the truck? You should.
They took us out of the truck with the gun.
They ran up on you. You were parked.
Yes, we were parked. I was in the passenger seat. My friend was in the driver's seat, and Mango was in the, leaning on the driver's side. But he was outside.
Hey, but he's a U.S. veteran now, so he.
Well, yeah, but
he
there
can stay
was.
strapped.
Besides the point, there was like three of them. There was three of them. One pulled up on his side, one pulled up on my side, and they took us off the truck. And I managed to throw my phone under the seat, and then I had like $50 for beer money. And
I like the way that's what you're worried about.
I know they're like, give me your money, and I pulled out my wallet and I gave him the cash. And then my buddy, the one that was driving, he had like $600 in his pocket because it was for his brother's paycheck. And then he gave him like $20 that he had in his wallet, and he also managed to throw his phone under the seat. And Mango, I think they took his phone and whatever money he had. And then there was some like white dude that was standing out by the light pole, and they robbed him as well. And well, that was the first time.
So make sure to like and subscribe if you want to hear a full series, and we can convince Leo to do a chronicle about his life.
An
Because
exclusive
I do want to write a book someday, dude.
if anybody's life is truly a movie, it is that man's.
That's funny.
Hey, he went from being a peasant,
To being the fucking king.
No.
el don.
El Don Leo.
All right, Leo. What about as an adult? You have any fears as an adult?
Kenny robbed at gunpoint in front of a Subway.
No.
No, but that was
now I'm strapped, bro.
Y'all better watch out if y'all.
Hey, allegedly he's strapped. It's just a BB gun. Don't worry.
Come and find out. Come knocking.
Don't try it.
Now my biggest fear now is to not fulfill my dreams, not reach my goals, and I think I have pretty big goals. Yeah. So, I mean, just generalized, yeah, not being able to achieve what I set my mind to.
Are you one of those people that has their goals set up? By this age, I want to do this. By this age, I want to do this. Or is it more just general, this is what I want to do in life, and this is what I want to accomplish?
I think by age, like if you say it like by age, I over extend it. Like I make it more impossible. That way I know that I can, if I work hard, I might not get there.
But you'll get damn
but
close.
You know what I mean?
Do you have I've heard a lot of people talking about vision boards.
I have on my phone, I write my goals for every year. For each year, at the beginning of the year, I write down my goals and I just review them every now and then. And it's funny because like even when you don't necessarily think about it, but you know like
It's
it happens.
always in the back of your head.
Like I checked them. Like God damn, like I'm actually knocking these out.
So would you say that most of your goals are career goals, financial goals, personal things? What do those goals entail?
Mine's are, I think, a mix between financial, career, and personal. Like just being a good person overall, a better person.
Yeah, for sure.
Because you ain't that good sometimes to us.
Now, one thing, this guy, excuse me, I learned from this one guy. He said, "Do something today that will make your life easier tomorrow."
So sacrifice today
and
for
do
tomorrow.
that. No, do that every day, and by the end, like, let's say of the year, you could look back and like your life will be really different.
So that's your biggest fear is not achieving those goals.
Yeah.
Why is that your fear? Is it just because you feel like you didn't accomplish everything you set out to accomplish because you didn't become the person that you know you could become or that you think you should become? What is necessarily that drives that fear? Because we're all going to take L's along the way. So what is it that kind of puts that in you?
I don't know, bro. I guess the life I've lived has like it's made me scared to I guess you could say repeat the story, my family story or whatever. Like I want different, I want better for myself. I don't want to be a financial failure. I don't want to be a failed parent. Not that my parents are failures, right? But I don't want to fail as a parent. I don't want to fail.
Wait, do you have any kids right now? Is that what you're...
No.
Oh, okay.
My dogs.
Just clarifying.
He has two children, Diesel and what's the newborn's name? Gunner.
But yeah, I mean, I just don't want to.
Shout out my nephews.
Anyways, I don't want to like just repeat or I want better for myself.
You want to break the cycle.
Yes, break the chains.
Okay.
So through goals, you're basically trying to overcome your fears and one goal at a time, or is it multiple at a time?
It's got to be multiple, bro.
That's pretty intense because I guess it's just different for everybody. But
yeah.
What about you, Christian? You have any fears right now as an adult? Damn, we're freaking adults.
Bro, we're closer to 30 than we are to 20.
Hey, I'm at the halfway mark. Speak for yourself, son. I'm right in the middle. I may be 25, but I still feel like I'm 18 on the inside to a certain extent.
Bro, I feel the same way.
I'm just a little bit more tired. That's all it is.
Body aches a little bit.
It takes a little bit more coffee to get me through the day now. It used to just take one. Now it might take 2, 3, depending, But my biggest fear in life, aside from going bald, because that is a genuine fear. I do not want to go bald.
And you are thinning, bro.
Hey, watch your mouth. The lighting in this room is a little bit off, so I need you to watch it. I know I'm in your house. Thank you for inviting me in, but watch your tone, please.
Make sure to shop on our merch website so we can afford some new lighting.
Yeah. Make sure to like and subscribe.
Bro, I built this, bro.
Make sure to like and subscribe. I'll record my hair transplant, and I'll bring you guys with me on the process. I don't know where I'm going.
Go bald and don't even have leg hair.
Bro, I'm gonna look like a shaved dog. It's gonna look stupid. I don't grow hair anywhere except for my head.
You have a lot of head hair.
Thank God, because it ain't growing nowhere else. But
we'll be calling you Mr. Clean.
That's unfortunate, dude. I'll take all the steroids. I'll turn into a mini rock.
That's when you gotta click cancel.
Yeah. No. All jokes aside. Besides that, even though it's not really a joke, that is a genuine fear. But similar to Leo, I guess not achieving my goals, but I don't know. I guess my fear is more of just feeling stuck in life. So being in a situation where I'm not in control, where, say one day I get married and I have kids, I feel like I need to work a job just to support my family, even though it's not something that I necessarily enjoy. Not to say that I don't enjoy what I do, but I'm ambitious in a sense. So there's a lot of things that I want to accomplish financially, career-wise, business-wise, as well as in my personal life. So if I feel like I'm trapped, it's going to stunt that growth. So that's the biggest thing that I'm afraid of. And it definitely has an impact on all your relationships with either just be your friends or people that you meet. But yeah, I prioritize myself and my goals.
Is there any way like you track that? Like,
so I'm not religious like Orlando, but I don't know.
Put them out there.
No, but no. I'm just
For the record, I'm not religious. I go to church and
no. But what I was gonna try to say is, typically somebody who's religious, they're gonna pray, before they go to sleep. I don't necessarily
pray before I go to sleep.
I don't necessarily pray.
I think we should clarify this right quick. So, because you always use the term religious too lightly,
Okay, spiritual. Is that the proper term?
No, it's just like
Belief
like,
in a higher power.
Because religious people are the people that are like take the religion to the next level. Then there's people that just kind of like do the waka waka, like they go to church on Sundays, but
they be in the clubs on Saturdays.
But
we see them Saturday nights.
But the Saturday nights,
hey, you gotta repent for what you did the morning after.
That's me sometimes, but so no hate on no one.
That's all of us, buddy.
Everyone's in their own journey, bro.
But and then you have like the people that are like into like, I guess this is where I fall. Like I'm not a good person. I'm not a bad person. I just mess up every day. Type of people that go to church. All right, so calm it down with all that religious stuff. All right,
bring it down a notch.
So basically, what just happened is Orlando canceled me, but it's all good. That's the name of the podcast. But what I was gonna say was try to draw a comparison. Typically, somebody who's religious will pray every night before they go to sleep. Before I go to sleep every night, I set my goals for the next day. And before I go to sleep, I kind of go over my day and see if I met the goals that I set the night before.
Damn, you really do that?
Yeah.
what's an example of one where?
So what would be your typical like daily goal?
All right. So tonight when I go to sleep, I know I'm gonna be busy at work tomorrow. Okay, but I know for the most part, I'm gonna be by myself. I'm not gonna have people calling me. I'm not gonna have to deal with anybody. It's just gonna be me taking care of just everyday tasks. So I'm trying to get through this audiobook. I want to listen to it for at least 2 hours. I want to be, I guess, positive all through my work day. I don't want to be negative in the sense where I'm like, oh, F this, F that. I don't feel like doing this. Like, why F this person? They're not doing their job. Doesn't matter. Just take care of it. Be positive while you do it. I'm going to work out tomorrow, so I'm going to make sure that I have a good workout, make sure that I give 100%.
Do you write this stuff down?
No, I just go over it mentally. It would take too long to write it down, so I just go over it mentally. So that's kind of just a broad example. I'll also do this, like if I'm going to go out in a group setting, just because I'm not the most social person in the world. So I got to remind myself, like, okay, don't be a dick. Like, this person's going through this person's going through that. Like, remember to be sensitive. That's why I'm always late. I might be in the car having a conversation with myself for like 5 minutes, reminding myself to be a good person and not to just be an asshole to everybody.
How long did it take before you came inside the podcast room?
I was 10 minutes late, admittedly. Oh, before I came in the podcast room?
No, like, what were you saying about Leo? Like,
I didn't say anything. I just told myself, let's have a good podcast.
what about me?
Huh?
You're talking crap about me?
Yeah, I was talking mad shit. I was like, man, Orlando, I hate him.
I appreciate that.
I hate him. He has a beard. He has that Salvadorian and Durian charm. All the ladies love him. I just envy him on so many levels. But I repeat those things to myself at night, and then in the morning, if I remember, I'm not the best about it, but if I remember on my way to work or while I'm drinking my morning coffee, I'll kind of do them. I guess that's what people would call affirmations. Yeah. That's what you would call them. So I'll set those goals at night. I'll try to revisit them in the morning. And in all honesty, I'm not perfect. Most of the time when I go to sleep at night, I just think to myself, I didn't do this, I didn't do that. I threw a little temper tantrum in my head at this time when this came up. I got to be better. Like, I'm really self-critical.
You hold yourself accountable?
I would like to say yes, but probably not as much as I would like to. But I am very self-critical. So I'll call myself out on my bullshit if I told myself I was going to do something and I didn't do it. And then that messes with me because the next day you're just thinking to yourself, all right, quit being a little, you already know what, you got to do this. Just go ahead and knock it out.
Yeah, that's, I think we're all like that. I think we all judge ourselves a little bit harder than what.
Yeah.
Than what.
Yeah.
But I'm not the type of person that act upon. Like I'll get pissed off and not do anything about it. And I think out of all of us, I'm not sure about Chris and Christian, but I think I'm like the least goal oriented person.
Call me Chris.
No, he's talking about
you're talking about Chris.
He's talking about my lawyer and my
Chris Ramirez,
my Tennessee
Soon to return.
And Christian Salgado,
bueno.
aka Pelon, aka
Anyways,
El
carry on,
Padrecito.
bro. I interrupted you.
No,
My
it's all
bad.
good. But I think out of all of us, I think I'm the least goal oriented because I just live my life day by day, which I'm starting to see is not the best way to live.
But also,
But
as,
see, I
as
think-
somebody who struggles to live in the moment, I find that admirable.
Yeah, I was about to
Because
say that.
I perpetually live in my head, and I always have a hard time. That's why I always, whenever I'm in a social situation, I'll be the first one to drink. That's the only.
Loosen up.
That's the only thing that will get me. Like, I'm not even ashamed. Not sponsored by, but this is an unnamed. I don't know if this is whiskey. I think it's whiskey.
Yeah, it's whiskey, bro.
An unnamed whiskey brand, but that's. I have a certain envy for people who can just live in the moment and can wake up and just life is beautiful. I
Like-
wake up and I'm like, fuck, I'm still poor. I still gotta go to
you're-
work.
In a way, you're kind of carefree in a good way. And,
It's just
It's debatable.
you gotta find that balance between enjoying life and being.
and you're
in that.
probably a little too much on that end, and,
And we're a little
we're
too
on
much-
this, and that's what we balance each other out, bro.
Yeah, that's why we're friends. You know.
Yeah, I think just that's been a hard pill to swallow lately. That I'm a little bit too carefree.
I guess.
Yeah, nothing but alcoholics here.
Hey, look, he's trying to live in the moment. That's what he's trying to do.
Hey,
We're channeling our inner Orlando. Not to say that Orlando's an alcoholic.
I'm not.
want to go get coffee. We need a coffee.
I'll get one next week.
Make
Don't
sure
worry
to like
about
and
it.
subscribe.
And we could
and,
set it right here.
Make sure to like and subscribe because one of our goals
Ooh,
after
that's
this
strong.
podcast is to get a coffee maker.
and a little small fridge. Damn, I hate y'all.
Why no we dead ass?
We just interrupted him. Okay.
Fuck his fear, bro.
Hey, your fear is my life's goal, man. Don't worry about it. That's all you had to say. I want to be like you when I grow up. Podcast over. Like and subscribe. Thank y'all for coming.
And that's a wrap. No, but yeah, I think like I was saying, I'm the least goal oriented person. So out of all of you, I haven't finished school yet. I haven't reached certain goals that I've had, and I think it sounds so cliche, but failure is. I know I was joking around in high school that failure was an option. It really wasn't, but I think as an adult, I'm scared of failing, and I am kind of failing in some of these goals. So, my fear is like, how am I going to react to these life decisions that I'm doing? And so, like right now, it's like paying off my debt. It's like, man, if I get another credit card, or if I do this other thing here, or if I do another thing, like I could be borderline. I can start an addiction that's not healthy, like either financially speaking or whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, it's just like becoming responsible, becoming that man. It's just so easy for me to get distracted a lot, and it's so easy for me to quit. But something I've been looking at in the last few months of my life is that I've been overcommitted, like for the longest time. Like either I work, I go to school, I'm like I probably was like the realest person in the room.
At all times, you are the realest.
Yeah, but you know, I feel like I gave up so much of myself and my goals, and
You like to be dependable to others.
yeah, and I think I took it a little bit overboard. And so what I've started doing is just taking a step back to seeing, okay, like right now I just want to focus on my job, because of course, like that's how we make money, that's how we eat. And then it's like,
Maldita pobreza.
shout out to Bad Bunny.
Shout out Bad Bunny.
But so looking at my job, it's like there's other opportunities that I can grow in my jobs. Like, so for example, just learning industry standard stuff that they're bringing in and all that stuff. And then the second one is what was it? My second goal in life? Oh, going to the gym and staying physically active.
Hey, you have lost weight this year. You've lost a good amount of weight.
It's been hard. It's been a balance.
Did you work out today, bro?
I haven't worked out.
Do you
this
work
whole
out during the week?
No, so basically, shout out to everybody that came in their prayers. But I had COVID in October, so after COVID, it kind of just ruined
Your routine.
my whole routine. Yeah, so it's and then plus I have a terrible diet. Just before this podcast,
Literally.
I had two hot and spices, and
Hey, but those hoes hit.
They do.
yeah, I mean,
They
I was hungry, so it's just like just identifying the small goals. I don't think they're small. They're big goals. You know, like learning new things. Like, cause I'm 25. I don't want to learn anything anymore. Sometimes, like
Really?
Bro.
That's what I don't. To me, that's what makes life fun. Just continuously learning something new.
no, like I'll learn about history. I'll learn about any other thing. But once like you associate with your job, it's like I don't know. For example, like I don't know how in construction, but like I'm sure there's new techniques every time, and sometimes it's like
Construction is one of the only industries that hasn't innovated much.
no, but you have different ways to build stuff nowadays.
Well, I mean, means and methods, yeah.
So it's like learning new methods, and some people just stay stuck. And so sometimes
I feel that.
I see myself just getting stuck, and it's like I don't want to learn anything new because it's just it's my job, and sometimes you lose that passion, that focus. So it's just I think I overcommitted myself to where the point where I was.
Do you love your job?
Yeah, I do,
Good.
but it was like just being so tired of everything else going on in my life. I just losing focus. So
That was draining you.
so that became a fear in my life to where like man, like I extended so.
You're being pulled in too many directions.
Yeah, and then I think the third one, and which should probably be the first one, it's my walk with Jesus. So I try to do small steps, praying, reading a verse here or there, or I'm actually reading an audiobook. I think we were talking about it a little.
Yeah, we were
earlier.
talking about that earlier.
So it's just taking those moments and trying to find myself and find who I want to be. Because man, like I think that the time I'm messing up, it's already gone by. So
Not really.
I mean, you're gonna make mistakes.
You still
your whole
you don't
life,
you don't
bro.
you're not, you don't have any big responsibilities in life other than your
Literally.
bills. But you don't have anybody to feed other than yourself.
no, which is fine. But it's like like if
I think to me that would be actual responsibility. Once you have somebody else that depends on you,
but it's like it's
That's
start
different.
cutting out those bad habits. So in my opinion,
that is true. But
and so I think something cool I want to do for 2022 is like create a vision board, see where I want to be, see what I want to, how far. And so I thought about not going to school again for another semester, but I'm like, you know what? Let me take 2 classes. So it's just starting adding goals and baby steps. And somehow we created a podcast this year. I don't know that wasn't anyone.
I know, bro. It was just talks too.
But I like the idea of the vision board. So what we're gonna do before the end of the month, before the end of December, let's all get together and share our vision boards and hold each other accountable for the year.
For next year.
Yeah, I'm down.
So since you set these new
And
goals,
I think that's cool, and that like that'll make us want to actually do
yeah,
more.
because now I'm gonna hit
'Cause
you
we're
up
gonna
like,
hold
hey
each
Orlando,
other.
did you work out today? Hey, hey Orlando, did you do this and this today?
Did you eat right?
Well,
Yeah.
I think that's a problem sometimes. Like we're men, so sometimes we don't want to have accountability, but ourselves. Like we think ourselves is sufficient for accountability, which I don't completely agree on. I think it's like a group of men or having a brother or a friend that you can count on and keep yourself accountable.
Shit, I guess we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Orlando, leave me alone, bro. This is my life,
No
bro.
response. Left on red. No response for 2 days. Hey, sorry, I got busy with work. My bad. But one question that I did have for you? What are you doing to keep yourself accountable now?
So I think in all 3 areas like that I mentioned right now, like the first goal, which is my job, is trying to like not be that person that's always doing everything last minute. So if there's something I need to do right away or I can do right away, it's like kind of keep cautious of that. Or it's like sometimes you feel like, oh, people already know that I'm this type of person, but no, just trying to like go above and beyond and letting people know like, hey, I'll be late, or hey, I can't attend this meeting, or simple things.
Being more vocal?
Not vocal anymore. I think I used to be very vocal. I think right now I'm just at a moment where I just want to listen and do. And I've been watching a lot of tutorials, and I've taken some courses for my job. So I want to get to the mix of that. So it's just because every job is different, and so I think I work at a software company as a quality assurance analyst, and every single company has their own technique. And
He's a software engineer. Don't listen to him.
it's not true. maybe one day we'll see. And as far as working out, it's like I signed up to. I have a gym that I go to, and in that gym I go to classes like 2 or 3 times a week.
Yeah.
So even the days that I don't do anything, it kind of offsets because the next day I have a class or something.
Yeah.
And for church, I started an audiobook and I try to listen to worship music and all that stuff.
Yeah.
More than I used to.
I don't know about you guys, but I think one of my biggest fears, it kind of touches on what I talked about earlier, is just, I don't know if you guys look into the future and try to see what your life is going to be like. And one of the things that scares me the most is the idea of being 65, still working in an office or working for somebody else. And the only thing that I really have to look for is like the last 10, maybe 15 years of my life where I get to retire.
That's crazy.
That shit makes me so upset. Like that to me is the thing that motivates me the most. Because I feel that if anybody lives like that or their life is that, you still have a way to feed yourself. You still have a way to earn a living. That's admirable, but
it's not for us.
At this moment in my life, this is the moment where I can take risks. So I look in the future and I look at that, and that just scares the shit out of me.
So do you want to retire, or you don't want to be forced to working?
I don't want to work for somebody else. I want to set my own schedule, set my own rules, earn my own living.
I already do that kind of.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
But I want to live life. He's not lying. Though. He's not. Hey, he's telling the truth. He's telling the truth. No, I think obviously a piece of it is financial. I want to achieve financial independence. I don't want to have to rely on anybody or any
Do you
company.
put a certain number to that?
It'll never be enough.
Honestly,
I'm competitive. I know my if I make this much money,
with a nicer house.
I can double. What?
There's always. You hear me?
Yeah, there's a nicer house.
I mean, there's always gonna be someone with a nicer house, a nicer boat. And you're always gonna, you're gonna move up in, I guess you could say, social circles, and you're gonna see that, and you're gonna want that.
That's not really it for me because I don't put a lot of emphasis on material stuff.
Yeah, I don't think everybody's like that. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. A week ago or two, I had the opportunity to go to a gated community in Woodlands, and like I was kind of like,
ooh, he fancy.
No, it was had to do something for work there, and I almost cried because I just saw so much richness. I'm like, what the heck?
That's crazy. Like
it wasn't a gated. Sorry, it is a gated community, but for you to go in, you had to go into surveillance, and they get your ID, whatever. They see who you are, whatever you do. And so as soon as I go there, all you see is nothing but big old house. You see some like okay houses, but they're so big, like they're like you see like
they look okay sitting next to the mansion that's right next to it.
Like you'll see like the $2 million houses, but then like you'll drive up, you'll see like the 10, 15, $20 million houses, and it's just like, damn, it's crazy how some people live. But at the same time, I kind of try to have my perspective to where like I don't want to get that rich because I don't want to. I think how they say it's like the more money you have, the more problems, but the more responsibilities. I just want to have like a 50-acre ranch and be away from
That's
everybody.
it? Just 50? That's it? Just something like 5 wouldn't be enough. Multiply that by 10.
No, I think 5 is like the first baby step. But I think you could get like $100,000 5-acre property. I'm not.
You'd have to be out in the country for that.
I want to be away from everybody. I'll tell you that much.
You got to be out.
But
in the middle of nowhere.
question, backtracking to you, like if you don't put if it's not over the material, you don't put value on the material, then why won't it ever be enough?
I'm competitive. I'm not the type of person that just sits around. I get bored. I can't sit around and watch TV for more than 2 hours, more than an hour. I get bored.
Man, you stay in your mom's basement the whole day, man. I don't know what you're talking about.
That's what you think. You don't know what I'm reading. You don't know what I'm trying to learn about. But it's a constant grind. I want to learn something new. I want to improve myself or learn something new with the time that I have to myself.
So you're competitive. So who do you compete with right now?
Myself. I don't compete. I don't compare myself to anybody else. I don't compare myself to. Yeah, I don't compare myself to anybody else. I compare myself to who I want to be and who I know I can be. So I can make X amount of money isn't the goal, although it is helpful. I want to make X amount of money so I can live for myself. I don't have to quote unquote clock into a job every morning. It's on my own time, on my own terms. But the money's never going to be enough. I can make 100 grand. I'm going to want 200 grand. I can make 200 grand. My next goal is going to be 500 grand. 500 grand, a mil, 2 mil, 5 mil, 10 mil. It's just a game. But to me, that's fun. Not to say that I quantify my self-worth with money, but it is kind of a way to qualify your skill set. In a sense.
Tracking.
Yeah.
Well, you know, money doesn't buy happiness, but
But
it
it
does,
helps.
It does buy
It
freedom.
helps like a motherfucker.
Well, and I think that's the main concern we have. Like, we want that freedom. We want,
Yeah. It can't buy you happiness, but it can buy you freedom to spend your time to be happy.
But what about you, Leo? So you are more materialistic? You do want like that big old house?
I want a ranch.
How many acres?
I'll be fine with 5.
Look, bro.
Obviously, like, if you have money, dude, I don't think, at least me, if I could afford something and I want it, I mean, I'll buy it. I mean, like, right now, I have a truck. I could buy a nice one, but I'm not dumb.
I think that's where we differ. Because I could buy a truck, but I don't.
Well, I need a truck, and they pay for it. So.
I need a truck, too. But that's a different story.
I mean, like I said, yeah, if I could afford something and I want it, yeah, why not? Well, if I'm at that level, now I still got to think about it.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of crazy because
I wouldn't call it being materialistic, but I think
it's finding that balance in life between reaching your goals and I guess living life. That would be what you would call it?
But like how would you do it in the sense like you work for a company right now, right? You think you could achieve those goals with working for a company?
Oh no.
So you would have to become independent.
Yeah, I mean, like he said, I mean,
Yeah, the company's only gonna pay you so much, and
for a company to pay you like at least 200 grand, dude, you got to be making them millions. Like you'll get capped.
the crazy thing is, how much is 200 grand?
Nothing.
It ain't shit.
Yeah.
Like it sounds like a lot of money, but it's not a lot of money.
Well, I think to us because that's how we were raised, and our parents. I don't think my parents capped not even close to 80. I don't.
My dad made good money at one point in his life, but that's the fear, because I saw my dad making good money and still struggling because he was paying for a house, he was feeding us, so that kind of ties into the whole fear of being stuck. He was making good money, but he was killing himself at work. So what was the point?
Now that you mentioned that, like you saw your dad making money, and then you saw that brought me to another like big fear that I have, and it's actually a really big one. It's like, when we came here, we were dirt poor, lived in a room like this, actually, this size. All I ate was tomatoes. That was my food.
Jesus.
And then, my dad worked hard. My parents worked hard. They started making a lot of money, Well, I say a lot because, we were poor, but his income was probably
6 figures.
300 plus a year. And, I mean, as a kid, I didn't realize it, but, I mean, we were really well off. We had nice cars, nice houses. My dad had a lot of money in the bank. But then 2008 came around, and once again, we were dirt poor, had evictions, parents separated, like everything just went to shit. So like and that's kind of what I was mentioning whenever I said I wouldn't want to repeat the story. Like I don't want to, I want to get to a point where I'm free, but I don't want to ever like start over. That's a
You want to be secure. You want to be free but secure.
Yeah, that like have crashing down like that scares the living shit out of me.
Yeah, I can relate, man. Just watching my dad, knowing how much money he made, and still, I guess, struggling in a sense. That's why I don't put a lot of emphasis on material stuff. That's why I kind of have the same mentality that I did when I was in college, where I'm sacrificing today for tomorrow. I might not have the nicest stuff, but I'm doing what I can with my money to grow it.
It's a balance, dude.
In the future, yeah, I'll spend money when we go out. I'll spend money on experiences because at the end of the day, that's what I'm going to take with me. I'm not going to put an emphasis on material things. That shit's going to just stay there. That's my personal take on it.
Well, but you know, a lot of the biggest hinges hinges that we have is debt. Like I know a lot of people like they want nice things, but it's like
It cripples you.
yeah, it's like you're
It traps
keeps
you.
you
Yeah.
there.
You're working to pay a debt. The interest rate is going up. You're just paying the interest on it.
yeah,
Especially on credit card debt.
yeah,
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Bro, that's crazy. I
That,
don't know
that
how
shit
people
that
be
shit is
doing
like
that.
22%, 25%.
Yeah.
You're never like at a certain point,
Bro,
you're never gonna pay that shit back.
I use my credit card. I'm like, man, I need to use it. As soon as I used it, I pay it off.
I pay my balance in full at the end of every
It's
month.
stupid.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, that does scare me. But
Yeah.
that,
And in a way, debt is inevitable too.
I mean, it's good if you can leverage it
Yeah.
and you can use it properly, but on 22% interest, that's hell no.
that's crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't. I think the only good depth that I watch a lot of Dave Ramsey. Well, I haven't as of late, but it's like only your mortgage. But even then, it's like it's something that hinders you. So, do you believe you can become rich without debt?
It depends what your strategy is, because you can become rich using debt through real estate if you know how to leverage it properly and not put yourself in a situation where you could go bankrupt. You got to be able to cover worst case scenarios. It depends what you're passionate about, I think, or not even necessarily what you're passionate about, but what you're willing to learn about and teach yourself about. If you're not passionate about it, you can still learn about it and find a way to make that profitable. You know, how many people are passionate about plumbing, but they make a shitload of money?
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Just got to know what you're doing.
Well, it's even in
Yeah.
Texas. Like a lot of people work in the oil field or in the refineries. You know, they make.
They make more than what we make, and
Yeah.
we went to college.
Oh, I didn't.
Well, yeah, bro. But then they.
But they also got to work
them.
themselves to death, which is
Yeah, dude.
which is-
7-12s.
fuck that.
Yeah.
That's the balance. That's what I'm saying. You gotta find the balance between being able to.
I mean, if you're smart, you could do it for a while and then
But I.
But
I
how
guess-
many
capitalize on that.
how many guys do we know that went out, got trucks, got houses?
Yeah, exactly.
Got
No,
girlfriends with expensive tastes.
Yup.
They live the broke mentality, I guess you could call it. But hey, I think I want to talk about one more thing.
I have
Or-
one more thing I want to talk
Or
about
if
too.
we have about 15 minutes or so. But I don't know about you, Leo, but I know you and me, you and I, you and I,
You and I.
you and I, or you and me.
And I failed my second and third grade tax test. Okay.
You're moving up in life.
Yeah.
All right, but I have commitment issues. So I think
Oh.
one of my other fears is commitment. I wasn't gonna talk about it, but you know what? We're here already. What about you? You feel
Commitment, just in general.
like
I'll say that if
I'm tapping out of this. No, I'm joking.
if I want something, I do what I got to do to get it.
yeah.
That's with goals, I guess. But personally, I wouldn't say I have commitment issues. I don't know.
But you have a fear. You have fear for commitment or no?
Not really. No,
I think
don't
out of all
so.
of us, you've been probably the most committed person, like in relationships and others. I've been committed to my job, but I've never had a girlfriend.
I've only been committed to myself.
What? You've never had a girlfriend?
I've never had
Like-
a girlfriend.
Officially?
No.
You've talked, you've just been through like the talking phase with.
I haven't had
somebody?
that many, bro. I've had 3.
That's 3 more than me.
3.
Yeah, no, I've never. There was one girl that I did ask, but it was kind of like a spontaneous. So it was like no, it's just. But no, I've never had a girlfriend like that where we're boyfriend and girlfriend. I changed my Facebook status or anything like that.
That's how you know it's official.
Yeah.
When you publicize it. I guess I'll speak for myself. I wouldn't necessarily say that it's commitment issues. I think it ties back to.
No, but is it a fear though? Like, do you have a fear of commitment? Or
I'm
no?
not scared of committing. I'm scared of feeling trapped. So, regardless of who the individual is, they might be the greatest person in the world. If I don't feel that I'm in a situation where I'm reaching my goals and
Do you
I'm
feel that
able
it's
to be
holding
free.
you down?
Yeah, because I don't know. We were talking about this off air, but it takes time. You got to put time into relationships. You got to put time into investing into an individual. So, is that going to take away from what I'm trying to achieve in my personal life for me as an individual? So, quote unquote commitment issues aren't necessarily that I'm afraid to commit to a certain person. It's just I
You're
want to
afraid of
reach. I want to
committing?
reach my goals first and be in a place where I'm happy, where I know for the rest of my life I'm good, I'm secure, I'm happy, I'm on the trajectory that I want to be before I'll commit to
You just
somebody.
don't want to commit to someone who's gonna hold you from your growth. Essentially,
In a way, yeah, hold you from your growth, take time that you could be investing in yourself. I think that's really what I guess those commitment issues come from for me. And also, I mean, when I was in high school, I'm not taking that shit serious. We're gonna break up when we graduate. We go to different schools. I'm not worried about it. I was never worried about it.
bro.
Then you get to college. All right, I'm freshman, sophomore year. What are we gonna do? We're gonna be together for 3 more years, graduate, move to different cities. I'm not worried about it. You get closer to the end of college. Okay, now I'm kind of I guess what I would consider I've matured in my personal life. Now I have personal goals that I want to set. I don't necessarily think that I should be investing time in somebody else when I should be investing it in myself. So I wouldn't say I'm afraid to be with somebody or commit to somebody. It's just, again, I'm going to prioritize myself and my goals before I make that step.
Okay.
That's interesting. I think my fear of commitment is that I don't know what it is. It's just like I'm scared to end up hurting another person, which I've hurt a lot of people, and I've gotten hurt. And
You've hurt me multiple times.
I apologize in front of the whole 10 viewers that we have right now.
I think we've all hurt people and we've all gotten hurt, bro. That's normal, part of life.
But also, it's like,
Oh,
you know,
I'm going to interrupt you real quick, but what'd you say?
I think we've all hurt people and we've all gotten
A
hurt.
wise man I heard on the street once said, pay it to the game. Orlando?
That's funny.
a wise man or an idiot sitting to my right.
The idiot is the wise man. You just can't tell.
Yeah, but I don't. I see myself getting married. I see myself having a girlfriend. I say like
you got to get a girlfriend before you get married, buddy.
yeah, but I'm saying I think I only want to have one girlfriend. Like as soon as I commit myself to her, it's like if you're my girlfriend, it's because we're gonna get married.
See a future.
Type deal, yeah. So I think so. I don't know. It's like sometimes I just like to meet the person. Like I don't mind dating a person for like months.
But at that point, isn't she your girlfriend? If y'all
You
are
gotta ask, bro.
you have to ask, and I think you have to ask the parents too.
okay, that's the way you were going. Okay,
And
okay. Traditional.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not scared to talk to the parents. Like, hey, I just want to get to know your daughter. Can we hang out? But it's like with people, like people or married couple have told me, or just couples in general, you don't really meet the person until you start living with them. So it's like you never stop knowing a person. So you need to find these red flags before sometimes. And
When you're dating, you get the highlights.
yeah.
Whenever you're living with each other, that's the real deal.
So like to me, it's like I want to like whenever I feel that that the right person, like I want to make them fall in love with me every day. If I want to let them know my fears, grow with each other. So I don't know if I'm setting my maybe I'm not feared, or maybe I just haven't found the right one, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's just something I wanted to point out.
Yeah, I think we have probably very different perspectives on that. I don't know if I want to get into it, but
No, we'll leave it for another time.
We can talk about relationships on a completely separate
Just
time
a whole
slot.
podcast.
Just a whole episode on relationships.
But I guess I'll leave that as a fear of mine. That I am fear sometimes of commitment, and just in the board too. Like commitment with school, commitment with my job, commitment with certain goals in my life. Like I can't.
Is it because you're afraid to fail?
Probably, yeah.
Is that what you think it is?
I think I set a really low standard over the past.
You
few
learn
years.
from your failures, bro.
But
As long as you learn from your L's, it's not an L.
I haven't learned yet.
Yeah.
So, hey, but I think I'm on the right track though. So we'll go from there.
Okay. So the last question that I had, kind of going back to investing your time in relationships and different things that you do in life. What do you guys do this is kind of off topic, but how do you guys manage your time? Because that's something that I feel that I struggle with.
I have a legit planner.
So do you plan your day-to-day every day in advance?
No, just the main, like, I know the main things I have to get done. So, like, go to the gym. I know I have to do that. Obviously, feed my dogs. You know, all the stuff, the routine stuff, I know.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just, like I said, routine.
Okay.
And then I'll jot down the stuff that I'm like, oh, I'll probably forget this, so let me, write it down. Or if I have something like whatever related, work related, personal, business, whatever, I'll write it down if I know it's in 2 weeks or whatever.
Do you do it physically or do you do it on
I
your
do
Google
it physically.
calendars? Or?
No, I feel like writing it will help me engrave it in my mind, and I'll have it there to go back and look at.
See, I would love to, or have you ever? I'm gonna tell you what I deal with that, but so basically, I love to be organized, but I'm terrible at it. So, for example, I'll be the person that say like, "Hey, I also want to get a planner," and I'll start writing some things down, but in a week or two, I kind of fall off.
That's where it goes to holding yourself accountable, bro.
So if you, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but if you didn't meet your goal for the day, how do you hold yourself accountable? What's the repercussion for it?
Honestly,
Or do you just sit there and talk to yourself and remind yourself what the goals are?
That's a good question. I don't think I have the answer to. I just, like I said, I mean, I like to just get shit done. Like, that's my mindset, bro. Like, we got to get shit done. And I think that's helped me, like, in work, and it's helped me, get some sort of success, I guess you could say. Just have that mindset.
Don Leo, he's being humble. He's the Don.
In the matter of holding yourself accountable, I don't really know. I mean, obviously, I don't achieve everything I say I'm gonna do or do.
Well, you say like the majority of things that you achieve outweighs the things that you don't achieve.
I think I get most of the stuff I need to do done.
Yeah,
I mean, I try not to. Sorry to interrupt you. I try not to stress the like. Let's say I skip the gym, bro. It's a lifelong journey. Like one day is not gonna.
Nah, this shit hurts my feelings.
Stuff like that. Like I have this like get it done mentality, but at the same time, like it's taken me time to, get my mind this way. But it's like you don't really gotta sweat all the little stuff, because at the end of the day, I mean, it's not that big of a deal.
Well, I mean, I think some things balance out. Like, for example, how you said if you miss the gym, like if you have a decent diet, then you don't really have to worry about. Or if you just pick up the next day.
Yeah, but
and I'll close with this. Like, and I've said this to you guys. Like, to me, it's a matter of we have to work hard. We have to, think about the future and plan ahead. But we can't forget to live today and enjoy life today. So, like, that's my biggest thing. I try to live my life for today and just plan for the future. That's and have something to chase. I think
me. That's my biggest struggle, is finding that balance.
Yeah, and that's hard. And yeah, it's hard as hell.
Sacrificing today for tomorrow and finding a way to enjoy today. And
what makes me focus on today is that, bro, not tomorrow's comprada, like I could go to work tomorrow and die on my way to the office. True. Like, so me not wanting to spend on, let's say, a pair of boots or whatever, like, fuck it. If I wanted to have nice boots, I had them. But like you said, it's a balance. I'm not gonna be spending my whole check all the time. I save first.
How many pair of boots do you have, Leo?
I would like to say, for the record, ladies and gentlemen, if you were to look at Exhibit A, Leo's right foot crossed across his lap, that is $1,000 boot, not bro. Boots. Boot. The right one alone is a rack. The left one on the ground that you can't see is also a rack, but for the sake of the podcast, it's a rack and a half because the king is touching the floor.
Shut up. Don't forget about the belt buckle he has.
Oh, yeah. Bro, don't forget about the watch that he has. Don't forget about those jeans that he gets done at the dry cleaners every time.
Bro, I like to dress nice. I invest first and I save first, bro.
That is true. I do as well.
We're just teasing you, bro.
Yeah, we're just messing with you.
Anyways.
Like, don't get all booty here with us.
Yeah.
Shut up.
No. I mean,
that's my closing comment, bro.
I think I'll go next and I'll let you close. What was the question?
Time management. How do you manage your time?
I don't manage my time.
Orlando lives in the moment, every moment.
Man, like my uncle wanted to have dinner tonight. I told him, yeah.
I asked you if you want to do this tomorrow.
No, but give me a second. But I told my uncle, look, we're gonna go have dinner late. We're probably 9:30, probably 10. And Christian asked me, like, what about work tomorrow? Well, I'll wake up. I mean, I probably won't sleep too much, but I'll have a fun night out with my uncle and enjoy him. He's leaving tomorrow back to New York. But it's like I don't think about time, and maybe I should, because I did start getting into the habit of going to sleep like around 11, 10:30ish, 11:30ish, and I was waking up like around 6:30. But now it's like whenever I do go to sleep late, like no, like I do not want to wake up. I feel like I have a terrible day, and it's probably because I'm getting older too. But I think
Act like you're 40. He's 25, brother. Calm down.
But you know, I need my sleep though. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
so it's just I have no type of time management, which is another goal I'll be working on. But as far as like time management, I try to get my work done. Sometimes I'll work like a 10, 11, 12-hour shift or so, and then that way the rest of the week it can kind of be a little bit more flexible with it.
Yeah.
And thank God I have a lot of PTO, so that helps me a lot too.
I think I'm good about getting my tasks done. So kind of like you, Leo, I like to write things down on a sticky note, and I put them right next to my wallet and my keys. So when I wake up in the morning, I have to see them. I kind of can't avoid them. They're right there. So I'm good about getting the tasks done. I don't think I'm good about getting them done efficiently. So making the most of my time. I do spend a lot of time bullshitting on my phone.
So like you said, how do you hold yourself accountable?
Shit, because I'm fucking tired the next morning. So I wake up and I'm like, you stupid, da-da-da-da-da. You should have gone to sleep. You shouldn't have done that. Just being really self-critical. I don't know if that's positive or negative by being that self-critical, but
I think it's up to you how you take it.
typically that kind of, it wakes me up in the morning. I'm like, all right, I didn't do that good of a job today. Tomorrow has to be a better day. And typically it is. I don't follow the same mistakes that I did yesterday. I try to really emphasize making that day better than it was yesterday.
Hey, but can I interrupt you? Sorry, a quick question, I guess, for both of y'all.
Yeah.
So we're talking about time management. So how do y'all manage your time? Like is it just something like you have in your mind, or I know you said planners and all that stuff, but
So for me, for work, I like to make to-do lists. So the day before or the morning of, I write everything down on a sticky note, and I just cross it out as I go.
okay.
I try to do that, like on my planner, bro. But I guess my
Your
job is completely different. Like
Yeah.
I could have something meetings that I don't like. Those I got to be there. But like if let's say I have to invoice some projects today, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do that first thing in the morning. Boom, a client, hey, I need you to this, or some workers, hey, we need this. Like, so I get pulled into different things that I just know, like, I gotta do this, and like, let's say I gotta do it by the end of the month. I just find time to do it.
Yeah.
Like, I try to manage my time.
Well, how do you not forget to invoice like that one specific client or one specific thing?
I keep project status sheets. I have
Okay.
stuff to hold myself accountable for, and I mean, stuff always falls through the cracks.
But you're more of a manual person, right? You don't really depend on technology for that.
I don't really like. I keep all those files on the computer, but I mean, I'm not. I do like writing stuff. I'm old school, dude. I'm like 60.
I like writing stuff down too on sticky notes or a piece of paper because it's right in front of me. I can't run away from it. So even if I'm trying to ignore it, I know in the corner of my eye it's sitting right there. So that, I guess that's kind of a way that I hold myself accountable.
That's cool. I've done that too, but inconsistently. Like I'll sometimes.
I mean, I'll do it and then I'll fall off the wagon for a little bit. I'll get behind on something, and then I'll remind myself, quit being a little bitch. You got a bunch of things to do. Just knock them all out. I think I'm better about it at work than I am in my personal life. Obviously, get off of work, relax for a little bit, take half an hour to an hour, chill out, eat, do whatever you got to do. And then I like to work out, so go work out. But other than that, I think I'm really shitty about really doing the other things in life that I want to learn about.
This is completely off topic, but how many hours of sleep do y'all like to get?
My sleep cycle is shit. If I work from home, I'll get 6.5, 7 a night. If I work in the office, I'll probably get 5.5 to 5. And then on the weekends, I'll usually sleep on Friday. I'm an old ass man, so I don't typically go out on Fridays anymore. I'll sleep like 12 hours.
Allegedly.
Most of the time, 12 hours, and then on Saturday, I'll probably sleep like another 10, depending if I do go out or if I don't go out. but we typically do go out. So, but if I'm really tired, I'll set an alarm. When I get off of work, I'll take like a 30-minute nap. Try to do what I can.
No, I think for me it's like I can do like 5 hours regularly.
Hell,
Yeah.
dude, but you feel after the third day, you feel like shit though.
Bro, 7 feels like a little bit to me, and I try to like stick to 7.
Yeah,
to
no,
8.
yeah, 5, but like I do end up crashing, and I end up taking like
I thought you said crashing. Like
no,
Like literally.
no, like for example, I think Sundays are my days that I kind of just get home from church and I knock out for like 4 or 5 hours. But I think regularly I like to sleep like 6:30 to 7 hours. Like if I can do that, I'll be in good shape for the whole week.
yeah.
I like to push it a little bit. If I'm working from home, starting off the week, I'll sleep good. Towards the end of the week, I'll be, all right, fuck it. We can stay up a little bit later, do what we got to do. I can sleep over the weekend. So my sleep cycle is really inconsistent because I play with it a lot.
No, I try to be consistent.
But exactly, that's my problem. It's never consistent. But I enjoy my Saturdays. Saturday mornings, I wake up, take it easy,
Cup of
take
coffee.
it slow. I enjoy my cup of coffee. I don't chug it. I sit there. I relax. So I always look forward to my Saturday mornings.
What time do you wake up? Like, can you sleep in? I can't sleep in.
Me sleeping in is me waking up at 7 a.m.
Wow.
I can sleep in. I don't have a problem sleeping in.
I-
If I go to sleep Friday night at a reasonable time, which is Friday, I'm gonna go to sleep a little bit late. It's probably gonna be like 1:32. Probably sleep until like 10:30.
Bro, it's bedtime for me, honestly.
10:30.
Dang.
But I'm a
I'm
night.
saying.
I'm not a
All right,
morning
guys,
person.
we're
I'm more
about
of
to
a.
we're about to put a pause on the podcast. We're gonna go tuck in Leo. and
We'll
then
be right back. No, that's probably a good ending point though. But yeah, I think we all kind of talked about a little bit of our fears. If there's anything you guys would
This
like
was a
to
good
add.
podcast. This is really good.
Yeah, again, our podcasts are gonna be anything about current events, talking about our lives, goals.
It's gonna be about anything and everything,
And y'all can
unfiltered,
make suggestions.
uncensored, and we'll take y'all's recommendations.
Remember, our only source: Reddit, 4chan, Facebook groups, Twitter, Instagram,
WhatsApp groups,
and Fox News.
Fox News,
Sometimes.
OAN, is that what it's called?
OAN.
OAN Network. So, yeah, we do no fact checking. We know nothing about nothing. So thank you for tuning in. We'll be back with another episode pretty soon,
See y'all next week.
whenever our schedules and time management skills allow. So thank you guys. Make sure to like and subscribe. Orlando works really hard on these episodes. He has no time management, so he does these things like at 2 or 3 in the morning after he's done bullshitting. So make sure to support my man
Just
and
give us
support
a
the
like.
podcast. Thank you guys.
Whenever you like and subscribe, you do help out with the YouTube algorithm.
There
I
you
just
go.
want to say
Shout
that.
out to the YouTube algorithm. You guys are helping us out. But thank you. See you guys next time.
Bye.
Hey, and I want to say this before we end it. We could probably just cut it if it doesn't come out good. But so today's November 30th. Tomorrow's December 1st. We're uploading all these videos
At once.
at once.
Fuck it.
So this video is live already tomorrow, December 1st. Again, if you can, just watch. We have a lot of plans in store. Like we've all said, make sure to comment.
Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe, and watch
Damn,
our
bro,
channel
don't be
grow.
begging either. God
No,
damn.
hold on. I was going to transition. Watch
Fuck.
watch the podcast grow as we grow.
Hey, and if you don't like our stuff, then make sure to subscribe to somebody else. But give us a like though, because we'll take any type.
If you
of
don't like
support.
our stuff, go subscribe to CNN. Even if it's fake support, we appreciate it.
Yeah.